So how do we explain the properties of the three states of matter? Some of them, they have fixed shape, and some of them, they have fixed volume. To explain this, again, we need to use the particle theory. But this time, we'll focus on the particle model. We focus on the arrangement of particles, how the arrangement of particles give the differences in the properties. So previously, when we study about particle theory, we just focus on matters that are made of particles。我哋之前同大家講嘅主要就係任何個物質有啲好細嘅粒子組成。If we magnify it, gold is made of gold particle, or more accurately, gold atom. Copper is made of copper particle, or more accurately, copper atom. For water, is made of water particle. If you study chemistry in Form 4, you know that they are called water molecules. However, these pictures do not show the actual arrangement of the particles. 好，我哋再睇睇。If we really look at the arrangement of particles in copper, it will look like this. So this is an arrangement of the particles in the typical solid. For this one, for the copper block, the particles will arrange like this. Each blue ball, they are representing the particles of copper. And you will see that they are arranged regularly, orderly, 排坐，仲非常之整齊嘅。Actually, these particles, they are moving all the time. They are not stationary. So I give you the animation in an actual situation will look like this. They will vibrate or around its own position. 佢會喺差唔多原位嘅位置作少許嘅震動嘅。This is what we call a model, 一個模型 to represent, to try to tell the others how the particles arrange in the solid. Now for me, I will use another model. 我自己咧就中意咧會用另外一個咁樣嘅表達方式，用磁力魔方去到表達嘅。
Here is a magnetic ball. This magnetic ball can stick together easily. 呢個係磁力魔方入邊嘅粒磁力珠嚟嘅。So you see that they can stick together easily, and if we put those magnetic balls together, they can stick together in this kind of shape. So I use this to represent the particle arrangement inside a solid. Each magnetic ball, it is the particle, one particle, and the arrangement is just like this. So we see that the magnetic ball, they stick together, and no matter I shake it, unless I use a very large amount of force, they will still stick together in this arrangement. So just like the wooden block. In the previous experiment, we have the wooden block. The wooden block, of course, you know that is a solid. If we put them inside a beaker, it will not take up the shape. So the arrangement of particles in solid just like this. They stick together. They have fixed position. They will not occupy every shape inside the beaker. Now see, this is the simple model for the arrangement of particles of a solid.
Okay, the next one. The particles of the liquid will look like this. This is a representation for the particles inside water. It is a representative of liquid. So let's see the actual situation. For this time, the particle is also moving around its own position. They're still close together, but they are not in a fixed position. 未至於好似 solid 咁樣排坐嘅，佢哋有少許可以喐到嘅空間。Then also they are vibrating. Now for me, again, I will use another model to show the arrangement of particles inside liquid. 我就用 BB 彈嚟到去show 佢哋嘅呢個當係一個 liquid 嘅模型嘅。And this also explains some of the properties of liquid.
Here comes the plastic beans again. 都係啲 BB 彈嚟嘅。I use these to represent the arrangement of particles inside the liquid. So you can see that these plastic beans, they are not sticking with each other. Compared to the magnetic balls here, those magnetic balls, they stick together firmly and they have fixed position. This one, the plastic beads, they are close together, but they are not having close position, so you can fold to one position to another easily. So what happened is, if I use another beaker, and I pull the plastic bead inside this beaker, so you'll see what happened. So you see, the plastic beads, they will occupy every shape, every part, every space inside the beaker. They take up the shape of the beaker. However, in contrast to those magnetic balls, they just stay together and will not take up the space of the beaker. The situation looks like if we have the liquid, it will take up all the shape of the container, and depends on the different types of container, they will have different shape. 如果你用圓筒形嘅裝，佢就係圓筒形；你用 conical flask 咁樣嘅裝，佢就係 conical flask 嘅形狀。你甚至攞星形嘅嚟到裝，佢都會變成星咁嘅形狀。So this represent the properties of typical liquid. They have fixed. They don't have fixed shape.
Finally, we have the model to show the arrangement of particles in gases. The actual situation will look like this. You will see this time, compared to solid or liquid, those particles inside gas, they are far apart, they are not close together, and they are moving in a very fast speed. They may hit each other. I have another model to show the arrangement of particles in the gas.
The last one is a little bit challenging. I use it to represent the models of the gas particles. I have a tube here, and both ends I have sealed it. 我啲衫布包咗，純粹唔想啲波彈出嚟嘅啫。So for the arrangement of the particles inside the gas, they are much different from solid and liquid. For both solid and liquid, you can see that the particles are close together. However, for the gas, the particles, they have a lot of empty space in between. 如果真係要 represent 啲 gas particles 嘅喐法咧，我要做以下樣嘅，咁會有少少嘈嘅，不過咁係代表最好嘅。So actually, for the gas particles, they will move like this. Okay, they will move like this. 我而家咁樣 shake 呢個嘢咧，去 represent 嗰啲 gas particles 嘅 movement。So the gas particles, they are moving all the time, and they may collide all the time. 佢會撞擊 they will hit each other. So that's why you can hear some noise 非常之嘈，非常煩嘅添。So these gas particles, the arrangement is like this. So what can we see here? First thing, they have a lot of empty space in between. For solid and liquid, the particles, the balls here, they are close together. But for the gas particles, we have lots of empty space. So that means I can compress it. 如果我有個無形之手將佢咁壓落去嘅話， the gas particles, eventually they can be pressed into a smaller volume. 最終可以整到最密實添。當然，深水清嘅同學其實你會知道，如果我真係將佢壓到咁密實嘅話，佢會變成 solid 或者 liquid。Okay, another thing is I use a tube. So you can see that as these gas particles, they can move easily. They are not in a fixed position. 唔似咧頭先啲磁力珠咁樣，一定會黐埋晒喺同一個位置。So these gas particles, they can take up any space in this container. Okay, so that means gas, they don't have fixed shape. And also for gas, they can be compressed into a smaller volume.
Now I want you to turn to page 166 to 67 to have the summary for the explanation of the properties of solid, liquid, and gases using the particle model. Okay, the first thing we come to the discussion of solid. Why solids they have fixed shape? You can see that the particle model is similar to that with the magnetic balls. They have a fixed shape because those particles, what are the special things? They cannot move from one position to another. 佢哋黐埋晒，唔可以一度去第二度。That's why they have a fixed shape. And also, can it be compressed? No. The reason is they're close together. 你不能再咁樣壓佢落去嘅。你諗下，好似日本地鐵咁樣，如果逼滿晒，我諗壓你落去都幾難啊！好好嘅示範係咪？ So we come to a liquid. Does it have a fixed shape? The answer is no, because the particles they can move around each other. Can it be compressed? No. Is it because the particles they are close together, just like the case for solid? 既然咁密質質嘅話 they only have very little space in between them. So we don't have any enough space to compress it closer and closer. So here will be the challenge. How can you draw the diagram to show the arrangement of particles in the liquid in these two cases? So for case number one, if you pour the liquid inside a conical vase, how will the particles arrange in the new container? 呢啲粒子懟晒去 conical vase， 佢陣間會點樣排列呢？ And also for the same case, it cannot be compressed. So what will the particle look like? 俾時間諗一諗先。Pause the video， 陣間先再睇。真係有 pause 啊？好，我當你 pause 咗啦。So the arrangement will look like this and this. And because you are just changing the arrangement of particles, so the number of particles in both cases, they should be the same. 你呢度有幾粒？左邊呢度黃色嘅粒，右手邊呢度都要數翻幾粒。But the only difference is they will take up the space, they will take up the shape of the conical vase. Next one we come to gas. Does it have a fixed shape? No. The reason is those particles, just like liquid, they can move freely in all directions. Or you can just say they can move freely. So if you push the plastic bag, they can move from one position to another. 佢轉個位就得啦，佢都唔係黐埋晒一粒，都唔係黐埋晒。佢第二個選擇嘅。Can it be compressed this time? Yes. The reason is those particles, they are far apart. They have a lot of empty space in between. So you can compress it. You can reduce those volume in between those particles a large extent. 喂，你咁多位剩啊？請盡量行入車廂中間啦。好，走埋去。Those particles they can come from far apart to close together. So next one, I'm asking you to draw the diagram to show the arrangement of particles in these two cases. How can you draw a diagram? 我 pause 咗片，再繼續啊嘛。好，我哋嚟5粒 particle， 數翻5粒 ，but they can take up the new shape here. 5 gas particles, they are still here, but the only difference is the space in between they are reduced.